Alright everyone, what is up? It's MHMD Momani here, and today we're diving into something that's becoming increasingly important for a lot of you builders out there: power efficiency. Welcome to our countdown of the top 5 AMD processors that are power savers. We're not just talking about saving a few bucks on your electricity bill, though that's definitely a nice perk. We're talking about building cooler, quieter systems, potentially smaller form factor PCs, and just being a bit more eco-conscious without necessarily sacrificing all the performance you crave. It's a delicate balance, finding that sweet spot between raw horsepower and minimal power draw. And AMD has really stepped up their game in this department over the last few generations. Now, power saver can mean different things to different people. For some, it's about getting the absolute lowest TDP possible for a super basic build. For others, it's about getting incredible performance per watt, meaning you get a ton of processing power without your PSU screaming for mercy or your room turning into a sauna. If you're looking to build an energy-efficient PC, these processors are your best bet. We've got options here that span the entire range from high-end gaming and productivity down to ultra-budget, super low-power solutions. So, whether you're planning a beastly rig that's surprisingly light on the juice, or a tiny HTPC that sips power, we've got you covered. So, grab your anti-static wrist strap, or don't, I'm not your dad, but you probably should, and let's get into the nitty-gritty of these AMD power-saving champions. We'll look at their specs, their ideal use cases, and why they made our list for being kind to your power bill and the environment. We're gonna break down why each of these chips deserves a spot, and help you figure out which one might be the perfect heart for your next energy-conscious build. Let's do this. Kicking things off at number 5, and this might surprise some of you because it's an absolute beast, is the AMD Ryzen 9 5900X. Now I know what you're thinking. Linus, a 12-core, 24-thread monster as a power saver, are you feeling okay? And yeah, I get it. This chip is designed for serious performance, for heavy-duty content creation, for high-end gaming, for basically anything you can throw at it. But here's the kicker: for the sheer amount of multi-threaded grunt it provides, its power efficiency is actually incredibly impressive. We're talking about AMD's Zen 3 architecture here, which brought significant IPC, instructions per clock, improvements and crucially, better power management over previous generations. The 5900X has a TDP of 105 watts, which, on paper, might not scream power saver compared to some lower-end chips we'll discuss. However, when you consider that this CPU can go toe-to-toe with, and often beat competitor chips that draw significantly more power to achieve similar performance, its efficiency really shines. AMD's Precision Boost 2 technology is also super smart about dynamically adjusting clock speeds and voltage on a per-core basis. This means it only uses the power it absolutely needs for the task at hand. If you're just browsing the web or doing light office work, it sips power. But when you need that raw power, it ramps up, does the job quickly, and then ramps back down. This intelligent power scaling is key to its efficiency. So, who is this for in a power-saving context? It's for the user who needs flagship-level performance but still wants to be mindful of their system's overall power consumption and heat output. Think video editors who need fast render times but don't want their office to double as a furnace, or hardcore gamers who want all the frames but also appreciate a system that doesn't sound like a jet engine taking off due to excessive cooling needs. You can even undervolt it or run it in eco mode for further significant power savings, with a relatively small hit to peak performance, making it surprisingly versatile for the efficiency-conscious power user. It's about getting a massive workload done without a massive energy footprint, relatively speaking. Alright, moving on to number 4, we have another Zen 3 powerhouse, the AMD Ryzen 7 5800X. This CPU packs 8 cores and 16 threads, and for many this represents the sweet spot for high-end gaming and demanding productivity tasks without quite reaching the core count and associated potential power draw under full load of the 5900X. The 5800X shares the same 105-watt TDP as its bigger brother, the 5900X, but with fewer cores to feed, it can sometimes offer an even more compelling power-to-performance story, especially in scenarios that don't fully saturate all 12 cores of the 5900X. It's a chip that really nails that balance. The magic of Zen 3 is clearly evident here. The architectural improvements mean that each of those 8 cores is doing a heck of a lot of work, very efficiently. When you compare the 5800X to older generation 8-core CPUs, or even some competing chips, you'll often find it delivering similar or better performance while consuming less power, especially under typical mixed workloads. This is fantastic for gamers who want a high refresh rate experience or streamers who need to encode on the fly without their system bogging down or their power bill skyrocketing. It's a testament to AMD's focus on not just raw performance but smart performance. For users looking to build a high-performance PC that isn't going to break the bank on electricity, the 5800X is a stellar choice. It offers a significant chunk of the multi-threaded performance of the 5900X. But in many gaming scenarios the performance difference is negligible. Yet you might see slightly better power characteristics under certain loads because of the fewer active cores. It's ideal for that enthusiast who wants a top-tier experience, maybe dabbles in content creation, but is still conscious of keeping their system relatively lean and mean in terms of power draw. It's a workhorse that doesn't demand an excessive energy diet to get the job done, making it a truly efficient all-rounder. Chapter 3. The People's Power-Saving Champ, AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, coming in at number 3, and a personal favorite for so many builders, is the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. This CPU is legendary for a reason. With its 6 cores and 12 threads built on that fantastic Zen 3 architecture, it hits an absolutely incredible sweet spot for mainstream gaming and general productivity, all while being remarkably power efficient. This is the chip that really brought high-end gaming performance to a much more accessible price point, and a huge part of its appeal is its modest power requirement. We're talking a mere 65-watt TDP here, folks, which is significantly lower than the 100-watt plus parts we've discussed so far. That 65-watt TDP isn't just a number on a spec sheet, it translates into real-world benefits. Lower power consumption means less heat output, which in turn means you don't need a massive, expensive cooler to keep it running optimally. You can get away with more compact air coolers, or even build in smaller form factor cases more easily without turning them into tiny ovens. For gamers, the 5600X delivers absolutely killer frame rates, often trading blows with more expensive, higher TDP processors, especially when gaming at 1080p or 1440p, where the CPU can still be a bottleneck. Its single CCX design also means excellent core-to-core latency, which is great for gaming responsiveness. The Ryzen 5 5600X is without a doubt one of the best choices for anyone building a budget-conscious yet powerful and power-efficient gaming rig. It's also fantastic for general-purpose PCs that need to be snappy and responsive for everyday tasks, without guzzling electricity. If you're looking for that perfect balance of price, performance, and power efficiency for a mid-range system, it's incredibly hard to look past the 5600X. It's a testament to how far AMD has pushed the efficiency of their architecture, delivering a truly compelling package that doesn't force you to compromise heavily in any one area. It's just a solid, efficient, and powerful chip that continues to be a go-to recommendation. Chapter 4. Entry-Level Efficiency Ace, AMD Ryzen 3 3300X. Now for number 2 on our list, we're taking a slight step back generationally, but not in terms of power-saving prowess for its segment, the AMD Ryzen 3 3300X. This little gem features 4 cores and 8 threads, based on the still very capable Zen 2 architecture. While the 5000 series brought Zen 3, the 3300X carved out a special place for itself in the entry-level to budget gaming market due to its smart design and excellent efficiency. It's a processor that proves you don't need a ton of cores or a high TDP to get a really solid computing and gaming experience, especially if you're mindful of your power budget. One of the key things about the 3300X, aside from its modest 65-watt TDP, just like the 5600X but with fewer cores, is its internal layout. Unlike some other quad-core Zen 2 parts that might use 2 separate core complexes, CCX, with cores disabled, the 3300X utilized a single CCX with all 4 cores active. This configuration resulted in lower latency between cores, and generally better gaming performance compared to other Zen 2 quad-cores that had a 2+2 core layout across CCXs. This design contributes to its efficiency, as there's less internal communication overhead, allowing it to punch above its weight class in performance while sipping power. The Ryzen 3300X is an absolutely fantastic choice for budget-conscious builders aiming for an entry-level gaming PC, a highly efficient office workstation, or even a capable home theater PC (HTPC). Paired with a modest graphics card, it can handle most modern games at 1080p with respectable settings, and for everyday tasks like web browsing, office applications, and media consumption, it's more than adequate. Its low power draw means it runs cool and quiet, making it ideal for builds where noise and thermal output are primary concerns. It's a shining example of how smart architectural choices can lead to a product that delivers great value and efficiency. Chapter 5. The ultra-budget, ultra-low-power king AMD Athlon 3000G, and finally taking the top spot for the ultimate in AMD power saving, especially when you're on an ultra-tight budget, is the AMD Athlon 3000G. Now, hold on, before you high-performance enthusiasts click away, remember the theme here is power savers. This chip, with its 2 cores and 4 threads, plus integrated Radeon Vega 3 graphics, is designed from the ground up for minimal power consumption. It's based on an older Zen-derived architecture, specifically Raven Ridge DNA, but for its intended purpose it's an absolute champion of frugality. We are talking about a TDP of just 35 watts. That's incredibly low. The beauty of the Athlon 3000G lies in its simplicity and its integrated graphics. For basic computing tasks, think web browsing, email, word processing, streaming 1080p, or even some 4K video. This APU, Accelerated Processing Unit, has just enough oomph to get the job done smoothly, all while barely troubling your electricity meter. The fact that it includes Vega graphics means you don't even need a discrete graphics card for these kinds of systems, which saves not only cost but also a significant amount of power, as even low-end discrete GPUs can add 30 to 75 watts to a system's draw. This makes it perfect for those just works machines. So who is the Athlon 3000G for? It's for the system builder creating an ultra-budget PC for a student, a basic office machine for administrative tasks, a silent HTPC for the living room, or even a simple server or NAS box where low power draw and low heat output are paramount. You can even do some very light, retro, or indie gaming on it. It's not going to win any performance awards against its Ryzen brethren, not by a long shot, but if your absolute priority is building the most power-frugal AMD-based system possible, without sacrificing basic usability, the Athlon 3000G is an unbeatable choice. It's the king of sipping power. Chapter 6. Power down and power up your knowledge. And there you have it, folks. Our top 5 AMD processors that really shine when it comes to power saving, each in their own unique way. From the surprisingly efficient powerhouse that is the Ryzen 9 5900X, all the way down to the ultra-frugal Athlon 3000G, AMD offers some fantastic options for builders who want to keep their energy consumption in check. Whether you're aiming for peak performance per watt or the absolute lowest idle power draw, there's likely a chip on this list that fits your needs. Remember, building an energy-efficient PC isn't just about saving money. It's about smarter, cooler, and often quieter computing. Choosing the right CPU is a critical first step in that journey. But don't forget that other components like your power supply's efficiency rating, look for 80 plus gold or higher, your choice of GPU, and even your storage solutions can all play a part in your system's overall power footprint. We hope this guide has given you some solid starting points and a better understanding of how these AMD chips balance performance with efficiency. It's all about making informed choices to build the best possible rig for specific requirements. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tech tips and reviews. We really appreciate your support, and it helps us keep making content like this for you. And hey, an efficient PC build deserves an efficient click on that subscribe button, right? Let us know in the comments which AMD processor you think is the best for power saving, or if there's another chip you think deserves an honorable mention. We love hearing your thoughts and experiences. Catch you in the next one.